So if you're recording a video in your grandma's grandma, okay, in your grandma's, okay, damn it, whatever. June 15th, 2024. So this is the book which I'm reading right now. At least I'm trying to start to read this book, because right now when I'm recording this video, it's about like 9 p.m. and it's not good, it's not fun to read a book at 9 p.m. and I'm gonna record this video, I'm gonna upload it, I'm gonna read Isha, which is the last prayer which you pray during the day, out of 5. And tomorrow is Eid. You have to wake up at like freaking 3 a.m. You can't wake up at 4 a.m. as you used to do usually. So yeah, you have some things to do, and guess what? You have to read the book. I'm not complaining, but it is hard. Okay, it is hard, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Shit, I'm it's like, I hate it and I love it at the same time, and it's such a strange feeling. Sometimes you just want to complain about how hard it is, but guess what? You're gonna still continue working on. You're not gonna, freaking quit or, whatever. Like, that's the strange side of me. Even if sometimes I can record the video in not that great mood and sometimes complain, and I'm gonna be honest with you, and sometimes I do complain about that stuff is not going my way, like my startup or my agency. Things are not going my way and whatever. And but it doesn't really affect me, except the fact that I'm gonna tell a little bit of sad stories to the camera. Except that I'm not gonna quit or change the business to something else, or jump to another business, or jump to something, some kind of other hyped up business, whatever it is. I'm not gonna change, I'm not gonna quit, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just sometimes, yeah, okay, whatever. June 15th, it's half of a June passed away. There is, I heard really one good quote again on an Instagram. It's not good to use Instagram, it's not good to waste your time watching videos, but sometimes you hear something or you watch something which is gonna basically change at least your day, or at max your entire life. I mean, the guy said, if you constantly focus on the results, you're not gonna make progress. But if you focus on the changes and the progress, guess what? You always are gonna get good results. Never ever forget that. Okay. I wanted to have one meeting with my startup guys, guys in my team. So yeah, basically you can check it out right here. Pause the video. So I wanted to have a meeting with my startup, people who I'm building the startup together with, but it didn't happen. This wasn't something which was in my control, in my hands. They are basically, yeah, I mean, it happens. But something which was in my control is to find a backend developer. And I think we kind of, to a certain degree, succeeded at that. Alhamdulillah. There is one guy on Twitter, there is one guy on Telegram, and there's one guy on WhatsApp. 3 different social medias, but still we have some leads. We have 3 guys who do understand backend, and one of them I don't think is gonna help us with like coding side, but still he's a founder, he's a developer, and he's a computer science student, so he's gonna probably help us with a lot of things, even if he's not gonna help us with primarily the coding side. of our startup, whatever. So yeah, you might be wondering, because yesterday when I recorded the video, a lot of the things which I didn't complete it was reading stuff. Like I didn't read the Quran, I didn't read the book which I was planning to read. This one, so still a lot of them aren't complete. I'm being honest with you. I read one book out of three I was planning. So the translation of the Quran, this book right here, and okay, there's a one book called The Art of Deadline. So you basically about project management, which is so good, because right now I'm building a startup, and at the same time I'm reading this book which is teaching me how to build a startup and how to run a project. So good. There was not a single book I read in my life which was so valuable to me, because I have read a lot of books about networking, entrepreneurship, real estate, a lot of, but not a single one of them was so good implemented to my life. Because I read Rich Dad Poor Dad. I didn't go ahead and bought some houses and whatever. Like I didn't implement it. I did not. I read the book about how to win friends and something like that. I don't remember the author. I'm sorry. But I didn't go ahead and started whatever, like talking to people different way. I mean, I read the books, and they're good books, and I genuinely appreciate that the author wrote these books. But the book doesn't has to be a freaking famous trendy book to change your life. And this is something I have discovered for myself recently. The Art of Deadline, I never have heard anyone talking about this book except one guy on the internet. One guy, like, just, oh my god. This book is also not a famous and fancy book, okay? And I'm expecting this book to change my life to a certain degree. You know why? Because this guy, he is not a famous or something like that, and he, okay, whatever. I can talk about these things endlessly. Agency. Okay, I didn't, or I did. Yeah, I did to a certain degree. I made a video, which I'm uploading right now at the current moment on my laptop. So it turned off for some reason. I'm working on the agency's website. Yes, still, because there is a lot of things which I'm changing on the way as I go. So if I would have had like a solid plan of whatever I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna solid design or solid plan. I think I could have completed this website even in 2 days or something like that. But the problem is that as a founder, I'm changing it all the time. I'm like, I'm thinking about right now about like taking off this ability to pay the price for a certain package of a certain website, and then be able to book a call right away after you make a payment. Because in this case, Hussein, who is our CEO, or you name it, the guy said, if we're gonna create packages, then we're not gonna have a flexibility over what kind of price we're gonna set for individual projects. And we are, guess what, we're custom coded, custom designed, we're custom everything design agency, right? So in this case, we can't make packages. We can do them. So it's again, what a debatable topic. I don't know if should we do this thing or shouldn't we. And that's why we're constantly changing the website. On one side it's good thing because, you know, website is our website, we can do whatever we want. But on the other side, you know, when you say I'm still working on the website, it sounds kind of lame, as if I'm lazy guy, you know, like lazy someone. um you know, you know, I you're not being able to see the whole picture, unfortunately. uh okay, so so far I read one book, I vlogged. um I think I'm gonna take startup because I need to schedule meetings with this backend developers. I need to schedule a meeting and explain them one by one whatever we actually want to do. But I'm gonna take it anyway. It's a good job. So I need to read the translation of the Quran. I need to read this book before I'm gonna go to sleep. You know, if I'm gonna have time, I'm gonna work on the agency's website again. What else we got? You know, tomorrow is Eid. I don't think if I'm gonna have time to work on anything at all, honestly. I'm gonna be happy if I'm gonna have time to read books. So yeah, productive day. Yes, it is. You know, I had time for family. I had time for working. I mean, I had better days, of course, days where I worked hard, a lot harder, and I ticked a lot more tasks for a day than I'm doing right now. But Alhamdulillah for everything. Alhamdulillah for everything. So, peace out.